my life that went very badly was none of my fault. I mean, I'm forced to put up with abusers that are completely insane, like pretend ALOT narcissists, who screamed at me millions and millions and millions of times, which I guess that's an exaggeration, but thousands and thousands of times, screaming, "You're so ungrateful. What an ungrateful creature. You're just so ungrateful." And I got that from my mom, too. So, I mean, he downloaded all of hell that was created in my life from my parents. And he's so delusional. The most ungrateful person in his whole life is Purple Alien God, that he gave over $200,000 to, and he keeps on giving it to her. He keeps on paying for her, whatever. Bought her 2 cars, paid for everything on the cars. Just a total insane person. But that person right there is the most ungrateful entity, and he's an entity too, that he's ever encountered. How, that's being ungrateful. You giving them everything, and they were supposed to pay back, and never ever paid back a penny. Never ever did anything. Just called up, and I'm just so disgusted of the reality of some of the videos. I didn't watch the whole videos. It's disgusting. There's no hope, at all. And all these dumb prophecies will say, Jesus is gonna, especially those 2, there's gonna be revival, there's still hope. Yeah, we're done in 3 months, and everything was stolen from me. I mean, for pretend ALOT narcissist to give me a crumb, he only gave me that crumb because he wanted to dictate my whole entire life of, like, being worse than in the army, because he screams at me for an hour a day of how awful and ungrateful of a person I am, and I'm crazy, I can't get it together, there's nothing good about me, how can anyone do anything with that hell? Constant screaming. And that's all I, had to put up with the majority of my life. So yeah, I had trauma. I mean, that's traumatic. Especially when you're a child and you're screamed in your face. So then that affected, that's why I'm a loser from them. But this is Satan's world, and they're evil, and they rule. And they, no consequences. I really hope there's a Jesus to destroy this world in fire. I mean, it's just, the world's disgusting. It's always been disgusting, but it got really that bad. It's really bad that they had transgenders go into 1st grade and, like, show off their bodies, like, a nightclub. Laying around, having sex on the floor, it looks like, and, like, being half nude in front of children. I mean, that was like, I just saw a little bit of it. Well, that's okay. No, it's not, but, school ain't okay. Because they don't teach you anything. I mean, you need to know who you are and love yourself. And take care of number 1, yourself. Because no one else will. And there's plenty of demon-possessed, pretend ALOT narcissists out there that will attack any really good person with good energy on them. And look what he does. He's blind as hell with all his demons, legion of demons. He just gives away. I guess he's a warlock, I guess, to another witch, which would be Purple Alien God. Again, it just doesn't make any sense. Whole 4 months I'm forced to live with him. All I wanted was to get away, and then I had a stimulus check. I couldn't even do that. He wouldn't allow that. And he's a liar, because if it wasn't for my son, I'd have nothing. He would never have ever gotten my belongings out of his car that he packaged all up in hours. So he stole me $800, gave $400 back. I went down to sleep in my husband's caravan the next day, before I knew it, he packaged up everything. My food stamp card, the other money, and I'm like, why would you do that? And then drive me to Walmart. Well, I don't have my food stamp card. It's packaged away in your car because you're the control freak, demon-possessed person, abuser. And that's what I had to deal with my whole life. My dead husband, exactly like pretend narcissist, except he never said I raped Alex. Thousands of times. And I would 1,000-something times, at least. Probably at least 2,000 times. I mean, like, constant attack is hell. But, now the earth is really bad off. And the prophetic people, like, that prophesy, well, there's going to be a revival. The AI is against Christians. They're against. This world is against people who proclaim God. What's that? I already suffered enough. Why can't God be real and good one time and destroy this earth in fire? Because, God knows it is hell. Destroy hell, earth, in fire, because God knows it is hell. None of the child molesters in my life ever had to face any of the consequences and treated me the worst. Treated me like shit. Just constant. But they don't remember any of it. They're that delusional. Because they're blinded by all their demons. So I came up with, what I should say is total insane, abusing child molesters majorly are the worst ones who have the case of delusional, denying, demonized death disease. They're delusional with all their denial. Because they're so demon-possessed, being blind. Bringing death on to their victims. Just emotional death. Just, they can't even think. Like, every day is hell for the victim because of the abuser. It has nothing to do with the victim. Oh, well, just never talk to them again. That doesn't happen when it's your parent. That doesn't happen when in really bad situations where you're, look at me. My situation was really bad. But, like, oh, okay, well, guess what? Most of the world's situation is just as bad as mine. God, I hate delusional, insanely, legion of demons, possessed by the legion of demons. I mean, just like 1,000 demons. And these pretend ALOT narcissist is very strong, never sleeps, never eats barely. Like, all those demons keep him fresh and alive. And like, he says, oh, he's dying all the time. No, those demons keep you alive. And I was similar with him having a death frame of mind, right? Because of our severe abuse as a child. But he never ever let up, attacking me the entire time he knew me. Totally lied to me and was my parents' best friend, not mine. But he can't admit to that. He can't admit to talking to my dad hours and hours on the phone. Yeah, he talked to me for hours and I hung up. But people just hang up on me. Well, why? People tell him, I'm going to hang up the phone now. And then he's sleeping on the phone too. But then he'll scream that you hung up, that he wasn't sleeping. But, it's just so stupid. It's just like, oh my God, you can't get through. And, my hope is that my God is able to get rid of everything. And that there is no eternal hell. Earth was almost eternal hell for me. Now it is right now. And, all these people have all these plans to make it worse. Like, oh my God, it already is bad. Well, what? There is no health. Drink the cancer water. It'll be there if it's not there right now. 1 month's time, everybody's... And it is already there, from what Squirrel Tribe said. You have a little bit of cancer in the water now. What about a month from now? How much more? 4 times? Following 2 months, 10 times? No, there is no hope for the world and what it is right now. Except for God to destroy hell earth with fire. Because it already is fire, Look at victims like me, gnashing of teeth. I don't even have any teeth anymore. Now I have very on the bottoms. And all that was stolen away from me. I could have had it fixed in 2016. But no, everything was stolen from me. And what did I do wrong? I was a lady that was never been born, but I guess I'll live for eternity. But God's pretty messed up that he allowed all this hell on earth. Earth is hell. There's like hardly any. Especially if you're around a crazy nut. That you're an insane abuser and you're supposed to pretend that everything's okay. No, I'm around you. You create all my hell in my life. I'm nothing. I don't want to have anything to do with my insane abusers. And they have that many demons in them. They don't hear you. They don't take you seriously. They act like, oh, no big deal. I was just joking around. That's a big, damn narcissist statement. Oh, I just kid around with you like that. I'm just kidding. No, you do not insult somebody to hell. That's not, practical jokes and joking around. It's dumb. No. Not a real person's not going to do that. Alright, well, this is real shit. I'm just devastated that it's that bad in this world. It's horrible.